Welcome, everybody, to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday. So, you know what that means? We're going to have another Educational Thursday. Today, we got two phenomenal Educational Thursday guests, and they'll be pulling up on us shortly. We got a phenomenal brother, Michael Blake, coming on from the East Coast. So, we'll get through all of our announcements. And when this brother come on, man, powerful, powerful brother. And then we got Attica coming in from City EMT and Dusty Fishing Well. Great information for the community as they're doing a lot of pathways, opportunities for young folks and folks in the community to get into the EMT field, the health field, and also the San Francisco Fire Department, and just giving young people and folks in the community opportunity to get skills. So tonight should be a great presentation. It should be a great conversation tonight. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. But before we get into all of the announcements and news and stuff, let me just tell y'all something. This weather, oh my God, fall weather in the Bay Area is like no other. San Francisco was blazing today, blazing yesterday. Unfortunately, we are in the Bay. So that means tomorrow the fall could be rolling in. It'll be back in the 60s tomorrow. It'll be cool. Our natural air conditioning is coming in to cool off. But it was amazing today, driving around, seeing in the city today. The ice cream shops is full. The beaches is full. Golden Gate Park is full. People are around enjoying exercising, getting out, and enjoying the great weather here in the Bay Area with all the amazing views and sights as we are in these fall days. We're getting close to time, going back an hour, and everybody around the country is going through their weather extravaganzas, and we're sitting here with the nice sun. Also, it's great to see that a lot of things happening around community. Things are happening across the city, across the Bay, and it's just great that the work continues to happen. And we just got to continue to uplift the light of this great, not just the sun, but the light of the amazing people that are getting in the pits, doing the work, grinding, uplifting the people. It's amazing. I've been connecting and meeting with a lot of folks who are doing some amazing work in the community. And again, there are those highlighted spots of folks that are just making impact, being resilient, lifting up the people, and just really supporting and uplifting community. And it's just very important because we do have dark days coming. There are major cuts happening. Businesses are closing. More and more stores are closing. Scary times, okay? What's going on economically, not only in the world, but here in the country is very, very terrifying as folks are being impacted left and right. And this is why it's so important for community to organize, get ready, prepared, and really trying to help support the community folks. Terrible news. I'm getting all this information about folks struggling. All right, we talk about this unhoused issue here in the Bay Area and across the globe. It is really starting to be real. We are starting to see more and more of that impact here, not only in San Francisco, throughout the Bay Area, as more and more of the eviction moratoriums are starting to happen. We know during COVID, there was a big hold on what folks could do to evict tenants as folks are still struggling financially to recover. But now there's a big increase of evictions happening. Folks are behind on their rent. People are losing their jobs. It is very, very real out here. And then you look across the world and see what's going on in this war, all of this stuff. We got some stuff going on. But again, community is our jobs to make sure that we continue to uplift and support and make sure that our folks get access to resources. And I had a powerful, amazing call today to work with one of our city departments and UCSF to really create more career pathway for folks in our community. So I'm just excited to be in those spaces, working with amazing folks who want to bring their resources and their opportunities for our community to get access into some of these corporate spaces, into some of these spaces that sometimes our community just don't get access to. So I'm excited about it. It's some things happening, and we got some things that ain't happening. But we're going to keep working together. We're going to keep uplifting and making sure that our people get access and get all of the services and resources they need. But we are in some troubling times again as we approach these winter months. And it's always difficult to know when we have these type of financial strains and cuts and things happening at this time of the year when we know the holidays are coming and we know folks are navigating these winter months and our young people. So again, let's just continue to uplift community. Let's continue to do our parts to continue to work together. work together, community. The best thing that we could do in these times is collaborate, working with each other and making sure that we are in this fight together, because it's going to be a long, long fight. But with that being said, I got an amazing team. They here. The voice, brother Mark. You here? What's going on, brother?
Well, what's going on to you, Bishop? Sister Ayo, I'm glad to have you back. Community, love you. Bishop, like you said, there's so much going on around the world, and even in our own communities. And I just want to encourage everybody, remember, you are the power. And when everything else around you that you can't control seems to be going wrong, just remember the power that you have to continue to build on the relationships in the community you have with your neighbors. So glad to be here as always, and excited to hear from our guests this evening for another amazing Educational Thursday.
Man, I'm excited too and happy to see Ayo back. Y'all see, community, just some prayers just help. Things happen. Community, we've been praying for you, Ayo. We happy to have you back. And we just happy to know everything is good. I need some prayers, okay? They throwing darts at me, community. Y'all pray for the bishop. They want my head, okay? I don't know. I will not be a slave anymore. I promise you. With that being said, come on, Sister Ayo. Welcome back and talk to the community today.
Good evening, community. First and foremost, thank everyone who reached out in regards to my son. He's doing much better. We're fighting this flu, but we have a long journey ahead. But I do appreciate all the outpouring of prayers and concern and encouragement. Like you said, Mark, you have the power. And when it comes to everything happening in the world is at war. Not only the world, but our communities are at war. And it is sad the day that our leaders cannot come together in unity and putting that back into the community and making sure that we uplift one another. Everything that's going on, especially here in our city in San Francisco, we need each other now more than ever. They're trying to come in and take our neighborhoods from us, and we need to stand united. It's very imperative if we want to save the village, if we want to save our communities and the bases and the hone in on what was and make it even better. We have to be collective in that and do collaboration, not separation, not competition, but it's important that we come together on this. Most definitely.
Man, very important stuff. Thank you, Ayo. Shout out to all the Libras' birthdays today. Today, my child mother's birthday. Oh, the lady who brought my baby here said, hey, I'm still celebrating this life, right? But shout out to all the Libras out there. Happy birthday to all the folks who have birthdays today. A lot of folks call me, you didn't say happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, community, all right? All you lovely Libras, happy birthday from the bishop, all right? With that being said, community, hang in there. Our guest is coming soon. We got a lot of announcements, a lot of things going on. But before we go to the news, I want to remind people, because people be calling me, acting like we don't say it on the air, how to follow, how to get involved. Y'all can go to our YouTube channel, okay? If you want to watch our live shows, turn your alert notifications on. If you're like, I never get alert, turn your alert, hit the bell. Bing, 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 every time we go live. We'll make sure it lights you up. If you like to be a part of the conversation, add comments, please use the live chat function on our YouTube channel. Also, you could go to our Facebook group, Facebook page, check out the show there. You can make comments and things of that nature. All the people that be talking mess, they always go to Facebook and watch. They can like hide their names. I'll find you though, okay? but yeah, if you would like to watch us, go to our Facebook group and page. You can watch there, as well as Twitter. Again, we're trying our best to make sure the community gets all the information, the resources that comes across our desk. Again, community, this is not just about San Francisco, okay? Folks across the Bay Area and beyond, if you got events, things that you want to give out to the community, please, make sure that y'all go to events at BSOTC, submit all your digital flyers, submit your stuff if you want us to help support. Again, we need support too. Send us some donations. Help us out, community. We trying to help get your information out too. Hey, we need some help too, but we can't help each other. I believe in reciprocity. Support us as we continue to support our community and the folks in our community to make sure that your event is lit, people show up, and all the amazing resources that we have are going out to the community. They got Section 8 stuff happening. We got rent assistance programs, kicking back off, trying to help folks out. Again, if you want to know this phenomenal information, tune in to any of our social media handles. Check us out. Sign up for our newsletter. All you got to do is sign up in the newsletter. All the information is there. I don't know. I know people don't like to read. You come on live shows and watch. But again, we're trying to be intentional, trying to make sure that our community gets the information that is needed. There's so many resources that are coming to the community. We want to make sure that you all get them. With that being said, we appreciate you all tuning in, supporting us, followers, even the stuff that y'all say y'all don't like. We appreciate it too. Even when you say, I hate the bishop, I don't like the bishop. We still love you. We support you. All right, community. With that being said, Brother Mark, go ahead and get into the news. Let the people know what's going on across this country.
Absolutely, Bishop will do. And let's go ahead and jump into the headlines, community. All right. First of all, in local news, Muni bus driver fatally strikes pedestrian in San Francisco, police say. A Muni bus driver struck and killed a pedestrian early Thursday morning near O'Farrell Street and Van Ness Avenue in San Francisco, according to officials. The pedestrian was found in the road and pronounced dead at the scene. The driver remained at the scene and cooperated with San Francisco Police Department, who are currently investigating the incident, and the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency has yet to comment on this event. Also in local news, Mayor Breed says meeting housing target unlikely, and city image is a focus prior to the influential APEC. San Francisco Mayor London Breed stated at a Bloomberg City Lab event in Washington, D.C., that she does not anticipate San Francisco meeting its target of permitting 82,000 new housing units by 2031, attributing the slow progress to burdensome city and state regulations and fees that increase construction costs. While her administration has made efforts to ease these burdens, including reducing developer fees and proposing legislation to streamline the approval process, Breed believes more must be done. Additionally, as San Francisco prepares to host the upcoming Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, Breed hopes the event will improve the city's tarnished global image due to the issues like homelessness and drug markets. She emphasizes that the efforts to revitalize the city are ongoing and not just in preparation for the summit. Also, 1,500 Bay Area students walk out, calling for ceasefire in the Middle East. Hundreds of Bay Area students participated in a nationwide walkout on Wednesday to advocate for a ceasefire in the Middle East conflict. Organizers estimated that around 1,500 students from various schools, including Galileo High School, took part in the demonstration. These students expressed their concerns over the violent images they've seen on television and the large number of displaced individuals in Palestine. At San Francisco City Hall, Supervisor Hillary Ronen, along with others, voiced their desire for peace and an end to the violence. They called for an immediate ceasefire and the opening of a humanitarian corridor to allow aid and medical supplies into Gaza. And our final headline, LaFonza Butler says she will not seek Senate seat in 2024. Democratic Senator LaFonza Butler of California, who was appointed by Governor Gavin Newsom to succeed the late Dianne Feinstein, announced that she will not run for a full term in 2024. Butler, who made history as the first out Black lesbian in Congress and is currently the only Black female senator, stated that she has reflected on the life she wants and how she wishes to serve, leading to her decision not to pursue the Senate seat in the upcoming election. Before her Senate appointment, Butler was the president of Emily's List and has been actively involved in California politics, including advising then Senator Kamala Harris during her 2020 presidential campaign. And that'll do it for the headlines. I'll turn it over to you, Ayo, for the events.
Amazing stuff. Shout out to all those amazing young people who walked out of school. For the folks in Palestine, I think it was just very powerful. I seen the streets blocked off, all these young people. Again, this country always changes. The world changes when young people move We saw it in the civil rights. We see it again. We see it during George Floyd. The young people, I keep telling y'all, invest in the young people. They are the power that we need. Let's go. With that being said, Io, I see our guests here. Let's get through these events. Let the community know what's going on.
I'll do my best. And first in our events, we have All Good in the Hood Pumpkin Patch Free Community Pumpkin Giveaway, Friday, October 20th, 3 to 6 p.m. at 1605 Gerald Avenue. All Good Pizza, DJ TC, live in the mix, glass blowing, and more. Join SFUSD for the 2024-2025 Pre-K to 12 Enrollment Fair on Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at John O'Connell High School, located at 2355 Folsom Street in San Francisco. Meet our schools, learn how to apply, learn about language programs, special education, and more. There will be food, music, and childcare available. Also, free books and giveaways. You can enter to win a grocery gift card. YCD presents the second annual District 10 Safety Plans Violence Prevention Peace Rally. There will be food, vendors, raffles, music, and more. Saturday, October 21st, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Monarch Gardens, 428 11th Street in San Francisco. Come out and enjoy Healing Through Laughter, featuring Corey Monroe, Marvelous Lucas, and Craig Cook Sullivan, with an appearance by Shaman Walton on October 21st at El Paratas Comedy Showcase, located at 2007 16th Street and Utah in San Francisco. Howard LLC is hosting the 100 Bowls of Delicious Gumbo event to support a phenomenal youth program. Us for Us Bay Area show support. Pre-order delicious bowls of gumbo for $15 and pick it up on October 21st, 12 to 4 p.m. at District 6, located at 428 11th Street in San Francisco. Full steam ahead into Early Learning presents Bonita the Bumblebee second annual Full Steam Ahead STEAM Fair, October 21st from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Defirmary Park, 1621 Adeline Street in Oakland. The Presidio Activator Council invites you to Cultivating Justice in the Parks on Saturday, October 21st from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Presidio Tunnels Tops, 25 Lincoln Boulevard in San Francisco. Join the Shipyard Trust for Artists for Shipyard Open Studios on October 21st to the 22nd from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the historic Hunters Point Shipyard, located at 451 Galvez Avenue in San Francisco. There will be 130 plus artists, food vendors, live music, art for kids, and an art auction. Admission and parking are free. City EMT's First Responders Career Pathways Fair invites those who are interested in becoming an EMT, nurse, firefighter, or paramedic to come out and meet local community-based organizations and city and county departments to learn more about First Responders Career Pathways program on Sunday, October 22nd, noon to 5 p.m. at the San Francisco City Hall, North Court, located at 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlett Place in San Francisco. City College of San Francisco hosts a community-based organization summit, October 24th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the CCSF Ocean Campus, 50 Frida Kahlo Way, multi-use building at 140. The Rafiki Coalition and Umoji Health invites you to join them a community health event on October 21st to the 25th from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Rafiki Coalition located at 601 Cesar Chavez Street in San Francisco. Rafiki and Umoja will provide flu shots, grocery boxes, and health screenings. Magic Zone is hosting a Lights On After School Arcade on October 26th from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Ella Hill Hutch Community Center, 1050 McAllister Avenue in San Francisco. The San Francisco Alliance of Black School Educators invites you to the 14th Annual BSU Summit 2023 on Friday, October 27th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. at the Milton Marks Conference Center located at 455 Golden Gate Avenue in San Francisco. Youth empowerment, free breakfast and lunch, game and prizes. Students, please register. Ocean Avenue Association presents Halloween Beer Crawl on October 27th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Studio 121 invites you to the Rainbow of Arts free event on October 27th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Visitation Valley Elementary School, located at 55 Sherwin Street in San Francisco. There will be theater, food, dance, and costume contests. OMI Cultural Participation Project is hosting Equity Keys, a free housing resource fair on October 28th at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Geneva Powerhouse, located at 2301 San Jose Avenue in San Francisco. This free event offers free parking, easy access to Muni, free raffle drawings, free gift bags, and complimentary food and drinks. Urban Advantage presents Colorstruck, Bridging the Racial Divide in America by Donald E. Lacey, October 27th and the 28th. San Francisco Safe will have a Halloween candy explosion on Saturday, October 28th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is free, and the event will include food, carnival games, music, and more at Gilman Park, 903 Gilman Avenue in San Francisco. OMI Cultural Participation Project is hosting the Ocean Avenue Annual Halloween Block Party on Saturday, October 28th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Faxon Avenue and Ocean in San Francisco. This is a free event. Collective Impact and B-Mo Magic presents the Halloween Horror House on Tuesday, October 31st from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Ella Hill Hutch, 1050 McAllister Street in San Francisco. Dreamkeeper presents A Pathway to Yourself. Discover Day on November 11th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Visitation Boys and Girls Club located at 251 Leland Avenue in San Francisco. Tour our bus, learn our program, engage in mindful activities, enjoy food, refreshments, and join the wait list. Join Into Action for the Bayview Uncorked Southeast San Francisco celebration on Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 5 p.m. at Pier 70, Building 12, located at 822nd Street in San Francisco. The Rafiki Coalition is hosting the Black Business Expo on November 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Rafiki Coalition, located at 601 Cesar Chavez Street in San Francisco. San Francisco Early Care and Education Advocacy Coalition hosts the second annual ECE Advocacy Retreat on Saturday, November 4th at 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. MNC Leland Rossi Hall, 362 Cap Street in San Francisco. HCV Section 8 Lottery Waitlist opens on Monday, October 23rd. That's October 23rd, starting at 8 a.m. PST and closes November 6th at 5 p.m. Applications are estimated to take 10 to 20 minutes to complete. Applications not submitted by 5 p.m. on the closing date will not be processed further. Please apply online. Into Action announces the Black Cultural Preservation Mini Grant Cycle 2, opening on October 10th and closing on November 10th from December 1st to February 28th. That's December 1st, 2023 to February 28th, 2024. You can get up to $9,500 in funding for Black cultural preservation events in the Tenderloin, Lakeview, Sunnydale, Visitation Valley, and OMI. The African American Shakespeare Company announces its 2023 to 2024 season beginning with Death of a Salesman, Saturday, October 28th through Sunday, November 12th at the Tub Atrium Theater, 401 Van Ness Avenue in San Francisco. The 4-series seasons subscription includes Cinderella, Pipeline, and The Merchant of Venice. Purchase tickets for one show or all of the series at the link below. San Francisco Recovery Theater presents Reflections in Black 2023, New Roots Theater Festival, 1 weekend, 15 performances, 50 Bay Area artists, November 10th through the 12th at Brava Theater, San Francisco. Join the Rafiki Coalition for Visit the Presidio. Walk the Bay Trail and visit the Golden Gate Bridge Visitor Center on November 13th from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. The free shuttle leaves Rafiki, located at 601 Cesar Chavez Street, at 9:30 a.m. Free lunch will be provided. The Fall 2023 Community Creatives Workshop welcomes you to a free family fun event on November 18th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Palaga Recreation Center located at 500 Felton Street in San Francisco. Participants can learn and improve a new skill with any of our specialized workshop topics: sewing, hair braiding, self-defense, and beading of jewelry workshops, and enjoy free food, prizes, and more. Fathers to Founders presents the Black is Beautiful Health Resort on November 18th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Tenderloin. We are seeking service providers, screeners, testers, and educators. AAACC asks you to join them at the Celebrity Celebrate Black Music event. Save the date, Saturday, November 18th. Sisters Small Business Saturday hosts holiday gift shopping on November 25th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Black 1567 Fillmore Street. Visit the farmers market located at Southeast Community Center at 1550 Evans Avenue in San Francisco every Thursday now until November 30th from 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. They accept cash, debit, and EBT. SFNAACP celebrates 95 years of service at the annual Freedom Fund Gala, December 1st at the Hyatt Regency Grand Ballroom located at 5 Embarcadero Center in San Francisco. Reception starts at 6 p.m. with dinner and program to follow. This year, keynote speaker is Dr. Frederick D. Haynes III, president of the Rainbow Push Coalition. Single tickets are $150. Tables for 10 are $1,500. OMI Cultural Participation Project's The Lion King, Friday, December 8th, 7:30 p.m. at the Orpheum Theater, 1192 Market Street in San Francisco. Walters Wellness Group invites you to the Restorative Retreat on December 9th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a one-day retreat where a team of expert facilitators led by Dr. Kathia Walters will guide you through a transformational experience designed to help you get into your body and quiet your mind. The San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee cordially invites you to be part of the conversation every second Monday in 2023. You may attend in person at City Hall located at 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlett Place or online registering at the link below. Dreamkeeper SF invites you to join us for community updates every third Wednesday in 2023. These meetings are open to the public via Zoom. As part of the fall exhibitions, the St. Joseph's Art Society features works by visual artist Christopher Birch in traversing on geographics of Blade and Bone, now through Friday, December 15th to December 15th at 1401 Howard Street in San Francisco. Wu Yi presents Holiday Pajama Jam for the Bottles and Blanket Pantry on Saturday, December 16th from 1 to 4 p.m. at 4900 3rd Street in San Francisco. OMI Cultural Participation Project, The Wiz, Saturday, January 27th, 2024, from 7:30 p.m. at Golden Gate Theater, 1 Taylor Street in San Francisco. Into Action announces the Black Culture Preservation Mini Grant Cycle 3, opening January 25th and closing on February 26, 2024, from March 1st to May 31st, 2024. You can get up to $9,500 in funding for Black cultural preservation events in the Tenderloin, Lakeview, Sunnydale, Visitation Valley, and OMI. San Francisco Human Rights Commission has a bi-monthly commission meeting on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. in the San Francisco City Hall Room 416. You can also attend via Zoom. Dreamkeeper announces the down payment assistance loan program. You could receive up to $500,000 for down payment assistance, up to $30,000 for closing costs, and connect housing counselors, lenders, and realtors. Walters Wellness Group invites you to Sip and Paint Center every first and third and fifth Friday, where you can unwind and set the tone for your weekend, fueled by tea, creativity, and grounding. Hosted by Kathia Walters, Dr. C, and the Walters Wellness Group. Join Fathers Founders for Fatherhood Reimagined Therapy Group sessions, held every Tuesday night, 6 to 7:30 p.m., ongoing beginning October 24th at 232 6th Street in San Francisco. There will be food served at each session. Come out to Fillmore's Friday night market every Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. on O'Farrell Street between Fillmore and Steiner for live music, barbecue, soul food, frozen desserts, retail vendors, games for kids, and domino tournaments, prizes, and entertainment. Vendor booths are available, so please register. Be a mentor in SFUSD. Join SFUSD's school-based mentoring program, Mentoring for Success. Sign up to volunteer as an individual or group mentor district-wide. Get your COVID-19 booster and monkeypox antiviral treatment pill Thursday, 1 to 5 at 330 Ellis Street, as well as Saturdays, 12 to 4 at 1221 Mission Street. The Community Living Room, open all day, Monday through Friday, breakfast 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and grab-and-go lunch 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. at City of Hope, Cafe 750 Ellis Street in San Francisco. The African American Arts and Culture Complex invites you to the Season of Black Art inaugural event, introducing October 23, February 2024 season at the AAACC, located at 71662 Fulton Street in San Francisco, on Sunday, October 29th, kicking off the captivating celebration for Black creativity and culture with special guests and performers. Would you like to promote your business, nonprofit, or community impact? Sign up for our Hidden Gems show, share your expertise on our Educational Thursdays, or be a panelist on our Sundays conversation. Keep up with both sides of the conversation's latest shows and community outreach events. Follow us on all social media platforms, and you can also subscribe to our newsletter at bsotc.org. BSOTC welcomes individuals who are interested in giving back to their community to join us as volunteers. We value the positive impact volunteers can make and invite you to be part of our mission to uplift and support our community. BSOTC kindly requests your invaluable support for our podcast and community engagement endeavors. We cordially invite you to explore any of our donation links as your generous contributions will greatly aid in us enhancing our program. We would like to take this time to acknowledge the Dreamkeeper Initiative and its support for BSOTC's programming. The Dreamkeeper Initiative amplifies the voices of and invests in San Francisco's diverse Black communities to reform public safety and address structural inequities in San Francisco. Join us this Sunday for our Breast Cancer Awareness Show, October 22nd, also followed by our Hidden Gems Show, Tuesday, October 24th.
Wow, thank you. I know it's a lot, community. Thank y'all for being patient. We got to get the information out to the people so they don't lie and say, we didn't know what was going on. We don't get it. Hey, but our hidden gem is here, okay? We on a hard stop. This brother's in the East Coast. He's a man of his word. He's here with the community. But I'm going to just tell y'all like this. He's here. Listen to this brother. He got a short time, but he got a message. The Honorable Michael Blake. Welcome to both sides of the conversation, King. We happy to have you here, brother.
What's going on? What's going on? How we doing, everybody?
Man, we doing beautiful out here, man. We doing even great because it's a hot day in the Bay Area. We have the Bronx in the building, and it's always a great thing when East Coast comes to the West Coast and West Coast comes to the East Coast. I don't know. It's something about that connection, brother. But I know you got to get out of here.
I mean,
talk to the people.
As long as we're not having a Biggie Tupac conversation. No, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know if you're going to do too short. I don't know where you want to go on this right now.
We're not gonna do that today. We love all of our brothers. We love them all.
Oh, okay.
We understand the differences, but we love everybody. We love the people.
Okay.
Brother Mike, we didn't have time to give you your proper introduction, but the community, we have a real mover and shaker here. You've done so much stuff to impact community, and I just wanted to give you a few minutes to just really introduce yourself to the community, who you are, what you're doing, and how you all are impacting not only in the East Coast, across this country. And I want to get our people out here to jump on board what you guys got going on. Because I always tell people when the movement is happening, when the freedom train is rolling, everybody, we got to jump on. So go ahead, brother. Tell the people a little bit of your background, who you are, what you're doing, so they can understand how blessed they are to have you here tonight on both sides of the conversation, King.
Well, to John, I, and Mark, much love to each one of y'all for dropping all the knowledge. And y'all were giving all the announcements earlier. Y'all were laying the foundation of all the things that happened. And shout out to Dreamkeeper, Dr. Sy. Shout out to San Francisco Human Rights Commission with Dr. Davis and that whole crew out there all day, every day. I'm in the Bronx, New York. That's home and raised, born and raised. I'm doing this call right now from Lower East Side in Manhattan because today was when we launched Conbud, which is the first ever owned and operated cannabis dispensary in the country, led by formerly incarcerated individuals. And so Cos Marte, Alfredo Angera, Junior Martinez, all came together around that. So we've been rocking today. Everybody, we got that good, tired energy right now. I'm trying to make sure that's the vibe. So whenever you see Conbud, you know that. That's what's happening out here all day, every day, 85 Delancey Street. Again, my name is Michael Blake. Good to see everybody. Blessed to be with y'all. I'm a founder and CEO of my own firm, Atlas Strategy Group. Our whole focus is, as we say, we are connectors in chief. How do we ensure that equity and justice is happening to bring consciousness to capitalism? And when folks ask me what that practically means, that is, whether through a Kairos conversation or a Kairos cultivation or a culmination, how do we bring political justice, policy justice, economic justice, or social justice to the people? Because if we do that, I believe we'll bring equity. And it's my firm. We've had it about 9.5 years, almost 10 years come next month. Beyond that vision, we keep it all rocking. I was an elected official for 6 years in the Bronx. I was an assembly member. Before that, I was the vice chair of the DNC nationally, Democratic National Committee, for 4 years. So all this is because I believe in our people, and today is perfectly timed, this conversation happening, because the work of what we're doing here at Conbud, the work we're doing in the legislature, the work we're doing at the DNC, I come at this with a reparations mindset. And how do we make it very clear that our people need to win? And so if you're interested in anything I'm saying, I know you've seen it at the bottom of the StreamYard. I encourage everybody listening and watching right now, text the word Kairos, 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 to 917-983-0800. 917-983-0800. Text the word Kairos, Kairos, 917-983-0800. That's how you can join our movement, what we got rocking. And John, I'm happy to take any questions you have at this time.
Man, I'm gonna be quick because I know you got to get out of here, brother. But you didn't talk about being a part of Obama and the Affordable Act team. I think that was such a powerful legislative piece that went out. I know there was a lot more that folks wanted to get in there, but when I was out there in DC with you, just seeing the amount of influence, the young brothers who are stepping up. I was telling community when I came back to see all of the Black and brown folks, especially the Black men involved with legislative process, And you talked about the power of policy and how we really embark on change in this country. And it's all about getting involved. But what you all are doing and the stuff that we are seeing legislatively happen to impact Black people across the country is amazing. And just talk about it. Seeing that, being a part of that, and now where we at, looking at the medical crisis that is going on in this country. When we talk about Medicare, we talk about other stuff that is happening. What's your feeling? What are you seeing? What are you thinking as we move forward here?
Oh, yeah, that's my old boss right there. I just want to remind people out here, he's throwing up the X for the Bronx. That's not for San Francisco. That's not for Oakland. Okay, that's the X for the Bronx, the home of hip hop. This way, no confusion of what's going on. Let me bring it a little closer so y'all can see what's going on right there. Okay, now look, my Ayanna Pressley, the Congresswoman out of Massachusetts, she said it best a few months ago. She said, "Policy is my love language." Right? And that stayed with me. And I want everybody to really internalize this. From the moment you are born to the moment you get called on home, I'm still waiting for someone to tell me one thing that happens in your life that's not impacted by policy. I'm still waiting for someone to be able to, and if you can tell me that, I welcome that. Now, until you can, if we're rocking with the premise that everything I do is impacted by federal policy or state policy or city policy, why would I not want to be involved in that? Then we have the conversations around, well, people say I don't want to get involved in politics. Well, that's garbage. That's garbage. Because you know what? You rock with politics at your job. You deal with politics at your church. You deal with politics in your family. You deal with politics in your community groups. So it's not that you don't want to rock with politics. It's that you have a feeling around the politics of public service. You have a feeling around the politics of government. And so within that, the premise of, well, how do we change things? Well, okay, I can make a decision. I can decide to abide by how it used to be back in the day around the 3/5 compromise, which was a policy that was bad for us. Or I can abide by policy like reparations that's going on in San Francisco to get money out to the people. So help me to understand where do you want to rock in that manner. And to me, it's just real practical. So, I was honored. I worked for President Obama for 6.5 years. I was trained by him in 2006. I was on both campaigns, both inaugurations, White House as well. I saw arguably the greatest organizer that we've seen in this generation. And I would put in the space that Barack Obama is arguably the greatest organizer that has walked this earth. I'm willing to be that. I won't even say controversial, but in provocative, right? Because when you think about a black man named Barack Hussein Obama had to win in Iowa to have credibility, then lost in 2 states, then had to win in South Carolina, then had to win a primary, and then after that win a general election. The organizing that had to happen had to be unbelievable. Then on top of that, he was like, yo, I want to run so that we can get you healthcare and we can end the war. He did both of those things, and they still kept coming from him. Right? So, policy and politics is how I get down. And again, I bring it back to me being here right now in New York. The vibe of this is a premise of how do we change the game? You talk to me about criminal justice. Okay, well, let's understand how 1 out of 3 black men in this country serve time in prison. You want to talk to me about healthcare? Well, I want to make sure that we have access to affordable healthcare. You want to rock with me around reproductive access? Well, you have a Democratic Party to make sure you have access to the Republican Party that's not. Now let's take it a step further onto your question, John. I don't have time. I know we're talking about both sides of the conversation in the title, but I don't have the energy to allow someone to tell me that both sides are at fault. That's garbage. Right now, we do not have a functioning government because of the Republican Party in the House. And on us, and if we're not able to have that real conversation, right? When people are like, well, Congress is messed up. No, it's not Congress. It's that the Republican Party had a speaker in McCarthy. They kicked him out because of rules that he abided by. Then they have not been able to have someone else come in. And because of that, let me make this real practical for everyone listening. They can't bring votes to the floor. They can't pass bills. They can't do any of these things. Let me take it to the next level. As we're watching what's going on in Israel and Palestine right now, there's the effort called the Gang of Eight, which are the 8 individuals that can get classified information. Because we do not have a Speaker of the House, Speaker of the House is one of those 8. So the U.S. House cannot have classified information while a war is happening in real time. So when we talk through why we do this, to me, politics is everything, because you can't govern, you can't win, right? All the energy you're hearing outside is that people feeling good. This is opening day here at Convoke right now, so folks are excited. And so, I come at this from a space of, we have, since at least 1619, been the recipients of injustice and have been the recipients of policies that have been against us. And it's important when we talk this all through that there is a difference between prejudice and isms. Every person has some level of prejudice, but isms are when you institutionalize that. And so to your question around my work around politics and what I've done before, my passion is how do I use policy to break the isms?
Let me jump in here. Brother Blake, thank you, first of all, for being in here with us. And I'm glad you mentioned the historical context going back to 1619, because I think that's a big reason why emotionally a lot of people don't want to get involved in politics, because they feel like the system has always been rigged and set up against us. And even with the success of President Obama, what that did for us culturally was huge. But every real movement has kind of been grounded in the youth. And can you kind of talk to the apathy that a lot of young people have with getting involved, particularly in local politics? Because again, we do focus a lot on national politics, but if you want to see real impact, starting locally usually is the best place to start. Can you kind of speak to the young people who may be watching and encourage them on why getting involved, particularly in local politics, is good for their own community?
Because at the end of the day, you are the ones that are going to be the benefactors or the recipients of justice or injustice longer than anybody else, right? Like, we want to talk about Social Security. All right, let's talk about that. Well, that's going to impact you more than anyone else. You want to talk to me about, student loans. Right, student loans, because you can have that freedom. You want to talk to me about the changes around police brutality and criminal justice, because that's going to be on you. And so the dynamic to your question, Mark, around most young people are becoming more affiliated to policies and initiatives rather than individuals, which I understand and I respect. But we have to do a better job of making the connection between the policy and the initiative to the individual. So that when the young person is deciding, like, okay, well, let's talk about environmental justice, let's talk about healthcare, let's talk about housing, let's talk about all these different things. David Axelrod says very clearly, it's about choice and contrast. And I see someone had asked earlier about our politics, all intertwined in the capitalist structure. Well, we all are. See, and again, and Kendricks, I appreciate the question I was placed in the chat, but and this is tied to the Mark's question about young people, right? Like, if you live in this country, you're intertwined in the capitalist structure. You may not like that. You may not feel comfortable about that, but you live here, right? You live here. So the framing of this is that, well, there's something bad about that. No, it's actually not. Capitalism is not a bad thing. It's the individuals who are trying to hurt you. That's the bad thing. It's the ones who are corrupt that are trying to come after you. That's the bad thing. And so when you ask me about the young people, which that's even a relative word and term there, right? Like, what is young in the grand scheme? We have to create more spaces for people to feel like their voices are being heard. Again, I go back to Israel and Palestine, right? Like the notion that you got people that are going in the streets saying pro-Palestine. They're not saying pro-Hamas. Right? They're saying pro-Palestine. That doesn't mean you're anti-Israel. if I'm out here saying, we should do something to have accountability on cops, I'm not saying that I don't want to be safe. I'm just saying that there should be a different way that we approach justice, right? If I'm saying, we should have student loan relief, it's not saying that I'm poor or broke. It's just that, like, hey, I probably shouldn't have a scenario where I'm wondering for the next 20, 30, 40 years, can I get out of this cycle of debt? Right? And so it is important on us to be able to communicate to young people. Your voice is heard, it's respected, it's honored, it's valued, and we want you to get in the game. And there's many ways, National Democratic Training Committee. If you go to traindemocrats.org, National Democratic Training Committee, that being one, or the Collective, shout out to Quentin and Stephanie Brown James there. There's groups that are trying to mobilize young leaders, again, whatever that may mean, to get in the game. And if we do that, our society will be made better.
I know you got to go. I got to give Ayo her question. Thank you, Mike. I know you got to get out of here. I don't know about this calm blood. They was out there too excited. Usually he's supposed to be down calm. I don't know. But Ayo, get your last question, Brother Mike. And we got to get this brother out of here.
I have a whole list. I got to do your bio, so I have a whole list. But one thing that stood out to me with reading it, I'm going to paint the scene. The year is 2006. You're 23, from the Bronx. And at the peak of his momentum, President Obama's autograph says to you, Michael, dream big. How was that influential to you? And what role did it play in you applying it to work with him?
Oh, you had a man who, at that point, I'm in D.C. at the Holiday Inn on the Hill, the Yes We Can program, and I'm watching an entire room of individuals who work at a hotel. Just internalize that, right? Black and brown folk working at a hotel who they just wanted to see him, right? They were willing to risk their jobs. They just wanted to be in the presence of him. And so when you have that premise of dream big dreams, we don't do that enough as Black and brown folks. Too often we're being told to dream a dream that's too small, and then to realize that, right? A dream should be feeling like it's unattainable, but that stretch inspires me to keep going. And so it stayed with me. And it stayed with me. And I'm gonna stay on your question, but I'm seeing a comment in the chat, Ayo, which, again, the premise of the comment, I understand the intent and the heart of what's being said, but the notion of saying in the chat, I saw something around capitalism, and it's the I think it was the root causes, right? If someone could pull that back up, that'd be helpful, right? For disproportionality. You don't think there's disproportionality that happens in communist communities? Right? You don't think there's disproportionality that happens in dictatorships? I mean, so I think it's important for us to be clear that the disproportionality is not because of capitalism per se, right? The disproportionality is because of a structure where Black folk were free slave labor for centuries, right? And racism was incorporated within a system that was then continued even after that was broken. Now, I had to answer that to your question, right? I want everybody to dream big dreams. I want us to be in a mindset that you don't feel hindered to say what your dream is, that you don't feel reluctant to talk about that dream, that you feel very confident about speaking about it, and that you can really embrace the fact that you're supposed to be great. We come from a legacy of kings and queens, and yet for some reason we tell people to speak shyly and meekly of what they want to pursue. That doesn't make sense to me, right? And it's rooted, and again, you can't ignore race being interwoven in all this, right? Like, we are the only community that if you say you want to aspire to be the greatest thing, that you're attributed to being arrogant and narcissistic, right? Anyone else wants to speak about being great, and all of a sudden, oh, that's great, right? And so, yeah, dream those dreams, dream big dreams, and be real clear about that. And and stop being silent about that. I tell my team, I've said it the last few years, your block won't block your blessing. Your zip code won't deny your destiny. And you got to operate with that kind of mindset, and you got to be clear about that. And if a kid from the Bronx, New York, could grow up on Crescent and Burnside, work for a president, get elected to local office, get elected to national office, run my own company, and then come back home, you can't tell me it's not possible for you.
Man, very powerful stuff, brother. I know you got to get out of here. Michael Blake, mover and shaker. Okay. Y'all see the information on the screen. Go check out Con Buzz. Okay. All the people going to New York to visit. Make sure you go to Con Buzz if that's what you choose to do. Okay. I'm not promoting it, but go ahead and get the Con Buzz. Again, phenomenal brother. Mike, thank you for being here. For
I appreciate you.
We don't get no New York people. We don't get no East Coast. Both sides of the conversation. We got the Bronx in the house, community. Let's go. Hey, Mike, thank you. I know you got to get out of here, brother. I'm sure I will be seeing you soon because so much stuff going on. We're going to make sure our community gets involved. Text the number. It's on the screen, community. Don't reach out. See what this brother is doing. They are doing some amazing stuff. Shout out to Northwestern, his alumni. Brother, thank you, Mike. Go enjoy the team. Tell them they got to get the other bud. They're supposed to be calm. They're supposed to be excited, calm.
See. That's that Bay Area energy right there. You were doing so well until that point. I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live right now.
Let me live, brother. Hey, community, get out there. Check out Con Buzz. Check out Michael Blake. Look them up. See the amazing work that they're doing. They are moving our community forward again. The freedom train is moving all across this country. Together, we could do it all. Mike, the Honorable Michael Blake. Have a good evening, King. Love you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Bless y'all.
All right, for sure. There y'all have it, community. The brother, the one and only, the Honorable Michael Blake, all the way from New York City. All y'all talking about, both sides of the conversation. Y'all just San Francisco. All y'all representing San Francisco. We got New York in out. Okay, now we going back to the Bay with it. Tonight, I told y'all, we had two special guests. We got an amazing queen coming up here to talk about the amazing work that she's doing. We talk about people who are impacted, the youth, people that are impacting the community. Yeah, City EMT is doing that tonight. I don't know. I think I'm going fishing. Where's Dusty Fishing Well at? The queen is here, Miss Attica. Welcome back to both sides of the conversation, queen. How you doing tonight? Now you gonna come on my show. That's why God muted your mic. See, you about to say something smart. Unmute your mic. Welcome back to both sides.
Smart. I'm glad I was muted.
Miss Attica, we are happy. I'm doing good. I'm happy to have you back. I know you're always in community. You always represent Black people, all people. Okay, let's get it. Because I gotta say that because people, we love all people. Okay, but when it comes to Black people, this sister right here stands up for our youth, stands up for our people. She's always supporting, blessing the people. She runs the phenomenal program that's just changing the narrative when we talk about healthcare, fire department, all kind of stuff, mentorship. She is teaching kids financial literacy, everything. She's doing it all, okay? This is a one-stop shop. Community parents out there looking for opportunity. This is where you want to go. You ain't got to listen to me. Listen to this sister. Check out her presentation and then go on the website. Check out her newsletter. See what's going on. City EMT. This is what it's all about. Attica, tell the people about you, Dusty Fishing Well, all the work you're doing. Let them know what's going on.
So I'm a San Francisco native. I call myself a Philmonian. Grew up in the Western Addition. That's what they call it now, the shrinking Western Addition. I went to public school, attended John O'Connell, and then graduated from Galileo in '89. I went to college, San Francisco State University. Right at that time, there was a consent decree put on by the federal government to the San Francisco Fire Department where they needed to raise their diversity percentages to be more representative of the city in which they were serving. And it was through that initiative that I was able to get into the fire department through hurdles. It took me 6 years. I had a felony on my record. I needed to bring that baby down from a felony into a misdemeanor because they wouldn't let me in. So well worth the fight. And then I got in 1997, spent 25 years rising through the ranks and learning the different levels, and retired last year with 25 years. I really, really thought while I was in the fire service, I tried to be present and in uniform. Everybody knew that I was in the fire department. And what I learned near my exiting years of the department is that I heard a lot of people say, yeah, I always wanted to be in, or I took the first step and I didn't know what the next step was. That kind of raised my ears to know that it was bigger than being in uniform and kind of showing people, if I can do it, you can do it, that you might actually have to grab a couple of people's hands and show them the way. And so that was kind of also the reason for the birth of City EMT is let's help these young adults get through some of the barriers that exist in order to get them into the department, and then serve as that kind of net under them as they walk that journey, and try to catch them, because it's not an overnight it's not an overnight process. There's an average of 2.5 to 5 years to actually get into the fire service. So that's kind of what we're doing. Super excited. We just have 4. Our very first alumni that walked the stage as firefighters were 4 African-American young men from the city. I am beyond and beyond. I'm excited and happy for them that everything is coming to fruition. We have 6 more that just got their conditional offers, and they're going to start the 133rd Fire Academy January 22nd. So just success after success. You can't be nothing but happy when they trust the process, let us love on them, assist them with their hurdles. They're very, very vulnerable when they come. They come with a multitude of I need help, or this is what's going on in my house. You know, we've had babies that were sleeping in their cars, and we didn't know it until week 6, and they struggling to study, because how the heck do you study in a little itty bitty car? How do you do that? I need to get you someplace and balance, and you can balance that out. So those are, you know, it's not just getting them their EMT certification. If anybody has experience need assisting a young adult, you know that there's a lot of weight on their shoulders. I wouldn't want to be 18 to 24 years old again to save my life. Nope, I don't want to do it. It's a lot of stress without having some true support, you know. And so that's what we are. We are their village. I know you laugh talking about Dusty's Fishing Well, but the organization is named after my mom. That was her nickname, Dusty. And then the fishing well is because she loved that Asian proverb of you can give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or you can teach him how to fish and then he can feed himself for life. So that's what we're doing, is that we are giving them the tools that tools to put in their own toolbox that they can take with them from forever. Even how to navigate in the world and in the employment space. What are your employee rights? What does it mean to sit in rank and file? You know, man, these people keep telling me what to do. I know, but that's what you signed up for. That's what you signed up for. Now, if you want to be an entrepreneur, I got a class for that. Then you can run, you know, to the beat of your own drum. But we have been prepping you to be an employee in a paramilitary society. And this is how it goes. And they're paying you dearly for it. So, you know, sometimes it's pull them back in and let them not forget what the blessings are about.
Well, you know, Attica, I'm happy that you're here. One, respect and proud of all the work you're doing. Only thing I got to push back on is you haven't gave me my etiquette training. I still can't eat a 7-course meal.
I invited you to one dinner and you I don't even know if it's an F- that is in existence.
Now, for everybody that don't know, also part of her program, she does etiquette training, different things for our young people to teach them how to eat and at a nice restaurant, all kind of great stuff that she's doing. So just wanted to put that out there. Last time we was on here, we was going back and forth about it. I still don't know how to line my forks up right. I'm sorry. You're gonna help me one day. I don't know, but I know we got a slide presentation that we want to get through for the community.
Sure.
We'll get it up there on the screen. We can walk through it, and then we can have some conversation after it.
Okay, sounds good. So this is the two prongs of our organization that you hear about. Dusty's Fishing Well is where we started, and it is the name of the organization. City EMT is our flagship program. It's our workforce development program for the 16-week stipend paid program for our young adults to get them their EMT certification. Next slide. So that's exactly what we were talking about, is the City EMT program. As I stated, the organization is named after my mom, who passed away in 2018, and I followed suit with that loss and created this organization in her memory. Next slide. I am, like I said, raised in Fillmore, spent 25 years in the department. I did start out as a firefighter and rose through the ranks and retired as a chief in the fire prevention division. And I'm happy that, you know, I told people I have a new thing to share, is that part of the reason that I'm able to pour out into other people's children is because my children are doing so well, because I could not leave my castle if it was a mess and help anybody else with theirs. Next slide. Our mission is to increase awareness by providing accessible opportunities within the allied healthcare industry. As you can see in the successes that I'm talking about, they are very able to do it. They just need the support to do that. Our core values are freedom to explore, fearlessness to go there, and perseverance to know that you are in the place where you're supposed to be. Next slide. So here's just a couple of pictures. We have 2 cohorts a year. They last for 4 months. And we provide the wraparound services. We've been very honored and blessed to have funders that believe in us. And with that, we were able to expand. This is our very first cohort where we have 25 young adults. You should see us everywhere now. With that expansion, we've been able to get an outreach coordinator, some additional case management. So, you know, we're just trying to do what we're supposed to do and be where we're supposed to be. Next slide. Program overview. So it's about a 40-week commitment. Our course is equivalent to 9 semester units in college. So we let the young people know it's about 32 to 40 hours a week of work. We ask them not to work. They still do. Some do, but the stipend is a fairly decent stipend that they should be able to put their head down. And this is just kind of showing them about investing for the future. It's not about that right now money. It's, you know, believing that if I put my head down, it will come to fruition and I can actually earn a true living and hopefully stay living in San Francisco. We all know how hard that is, even for a grown person. Next slide. This is our fifth. This is our last cohort that graduated. 18 graduated. So when we talk about this percentage that you see, this 89% pass national registry exam. So they do the 16 weeks with us, and then a student would go and take this state exam. There's a lot of data around that. Right now, it's about a 68% nationwide first time passing this exam. And as you can see, we are at 89%. A lot of secret to that sauce that we're very, very proud about, of the students showing up and showing out. And I honestly think that some of it is about speaking their language when you are educating them, that the names that you use when you give a scenario are culturally relevant to them, you know, that the scenarios sound right. Because when I tell you, okay, here's the scene, we got a gunshot victim on 3rd and Palouse. They know that resonates with them, right? There's a car accident, right off of Alamany Boulevard. Oh yeah, because my mom used to live, or my auntie. That makes sense. So now when it's time to go take this national registry test, scenes that are familiar with them help them to remember what is the right process to navigate through this scenario. I honestly believe that that's what some of our success is about. And then we graduate them and they go off into these various careers. For the most, they want to be EMTs and firefighters. I'd say about 65%. You have another 15% that say, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school. I want to become a nurse. I want to become a paramedic. There's another 10%, they may go into the military, or they may say, it was good. I enjoy it. I now know that this is something that I can do if I choose to, and I'm good. I'll go back and pursue some other things. And then that last 15%, they actually want to go clinical, and they're looking to be work in the emergency department or be EKGs. So it's working as far as the awareness and them kind of figuring out what their next steps are in their journey. Next slide. And this came about from trying to do what I call the P word, which is partnerships in the community. And so what I heard and what I learned in the last 2 years was that there are a lot of organizations like ours that are doing similar work, that have the same target audience. And I thought, if the kids or these young adults are already having a hard enough time just finding one of us, we should put us all under one roof. They can come, let them shop us. Let us sell our program to them. And even though it may be the same, the timing may be different when my program starts versus when somebody else's program starts. Logistics, because everybody still can't be going to school on 3rd and Quezada, or at Southeast. And that's the reality. We've actually had people unenroll once they realize where the class was. Hurt my heart, but it's the truth that we have to stand in the environment where our young adults are. It is what it is. So I wanted to bring them all under one roof. And that's what this is. It's our very first career pathways fair. So I'm very intentional in saying it's not a job fair. I don't need you to show up with a resume and in a suit. These are pathway programs that remove various barriers to get you into entry-level careers, whether it's internships, some of the certifications, to then help you qualify to get into the careers that you want. So we have over 22 agencies that are going to be present there this coming Sunday. I am super excited about it. And then the next cohort, sorry, can you go back one more slide? So we are already on the downslide for our current cohort. They finished their midterms and are now just starting to look towards the future with these last 4 or 5 weeks that they have. And for us as the City EMT staff, we're already beginning to promote the next cohort, which will tentatively start in January, and our applications will open in November. Thank you for going back. Next slide. And I always have to thank our community partners. It was OEWD who first believed in us and gave us a $200,000 grant for a pilot. And since then, the partnerships have just been remarkable. SFFD, we have a great partnership with them. We could not have gotten our foot in the door with SFFD without the backing of the local 798 union. City College certifies us, and the CareStar Foundation has been really good in providing some funding. Black firefighters have always supported us. They've been around since 1972, and those brothers are doing absolutely phenomenal work there. And DHR is listening, and that's something good that I can say about them, is that we can come to the table and we can talk about what are some better ways to do some hiring practices that and talk about the data and say these results cannot lie. Yeah, you may have a department, and if you take the department as a whole and you give me your data and you say, no, we are diverse. Look how many African Americans we have. And I say, well, break it up a little bit more. Where are they working? Are they in positions that have upward mobility? Because if they're not, and you got them all on the custodian staff, that does not count. So let's talk about some real job classifications and what those minimum qualifications are, what the testing is like. How often are you doing the testing? How visible do you make that testing to our communities? So that's, I won't get on too hard on the bandwagon on that, but because I want to say that they are listening, and they do have a team of some great people that are willing to say, well, tell us how we can maybe equal this playing field. What can we do? What are your suggestions? So I'm very happy to have them on board as well. Next slide. That's it. I say thank you very much. As always, John Henry, I don't have to twist your arm too hard to say, hey, put me in, coach, and let me have a little time. So I say thank you very much. These are all the ways that you can reach me. Attica at cityemt.org. Our websites are dustysfishingwell.com and cityemt.org, and all of our social media platforms are listed there as well. So I say thank you again, for giving me that platform.
Nah, we thank you for being here, but I ain't letting you out that easy, Attica. You thought you was coming on my show and you was gonna sneak out the back door. No, it's not gonna happen. Okay, I want to say this. Congratulations on your success, because you are a trailblazer. To be a Black woman in the San Francisco Fire Department, it's taken a long time to see the change that we see now with all of the Black firefighters that are in there. I know I miss the 50, was it first or something, celebration a couple weeks ago. So I apologize to all Antoine, all the brothers. Okay, I didn't but Antoine, you didn't come on here you didn't come see the bishop, okay? John, all of the Black associates, they gotta come see me. They still haven't came on. I'm chasing Antoine, but I know they're very busy. But shout out to the Black Firefighter Association and the work that they're doing with the young brothers in the community. Continue to mentor them and be leaders and demonstrate to them what's possible if you stay resilient and you keep doing the work. I was one of the 65%. I was an EMT. I used to be an EMT for my daughter's track team. So I understand. I didn't need the program, Attica. I did it, okay? I used to be out there. See safe. Get the PPE out. That was me. I need some oxygen. Give me 15 liters. Okay. I used to do that. See, they don't know. I got skill. Y'all don't know the bishop used to do everything, okay? I was an EMT. I was one of the dads who would sit on the sideline and have to put ankles together and put people on the C-spine. I used to do all that stuff, okay? I know a little something, okay? I am a little bit of education.
We know you smart. We know you smart, John Henry. We know.
But I just want to say this before I pass the questions around, because I think it is important for community to know the impact of inspiring youth. And I heard you say it over and over about how some of the youth going through the program suffer with unhoused issues, And I've been saying it, Attica, and that's why I'm so appreciative of what you are doing, open up those pathways for young people. But I want to ask you this, because I'm always curious about, when it comes to EMT work, and I'm thinking about all these first responders, how important is it? And I know this is not a political thing, but how important it is for the EMT unions to unionize. When I was doing EMT, I did it just to be a team dad, to help out and stuff like that. But when you look at the wage disparity versus the ambulance company and what folks are making, I know in the fire department it's a little bit different. When you talk about just the regular ambulance services, the amount of money that they charge and the things that they're doing, to see the rates for these young people who put their lives on the line, young paramedics. I mean, how important is it to unionize, to make that field a financial powerhouse, to make more people get involved? Because I know a lot of great EMTs who walked away because financially it wasn't there. So where are we at? What's your opinion on it? If you can speak on it, if not, I get it. But I'm always, when I was there, I go, man, what? This is how much? I said, no, they need to unionize. I said, because I be doing stupid stuff. I got into the ambulance like $15,000 to go 8 blocks. I said, they charged me $15,000 to go 8 blocks, and they only paying these people minimum wage. Come on, what's going on, Attica? Talk to me.
I think there are two prongs, and so I just left a big convention where they're talking about both, about the finances as well as the requirements. So it's 160 hours is the minimal hour requirement to complete your EMT certification. Take the state test and then you're eligible. So do you fight for elevated education, which would then give you elevated pay? Do we fight for that? Because is that going to create a barrier if they stay as EMTs? For me, so instead of fighting that fight, because it's a nationwide fight, if you think that they don't pay a lot in California, go to Middle America, where they actually allow 16-year-olds to be EMTs because of the rural areas. So what my goal is to show the students that they can do the job. Go out there, become an EMT, then go back to school, do one more year, become a paramedic. They can't deny you your money as a paramedic. You can call it death, and I'm in a meeting. You can call it death. You can provide medicine by IV. So you have a lot more scope of work as a paramedic. So you're now getting your worth. And I equate EMTs almost to teachers. We just don't value them in the same way that we should. But is that, I'm about the wins. So is that a winnable fight within the time frame that I'm sitting in this space? I don't know. But I do know that I can do a smaller win by continuing to support my youth. Right. So we stay with them. Once they're with us, I'm big auntie for life. Like, hey, you've been out there being an EMT for 2 years now. You ready to go back to school? We can support you through that. There's this organization that will pay for you. You go to them, you stay with them for a year. You know, this business will pay for you to go, and I'm gonna support you through that. What tutoring do you need? Come to the program afterwards, and we'll get a tutor for you. That is the way that I'm doing it. One by one. I don't know any other way right now. I agree with you on the value, but I don't know any other way right now.
Well, I'm just sad because when I see my bill and it was $5,000 for 15 liters of oxygen, I said, "Oh, California oxygen is high."
And the Band-Aids.
And the Band-Aids. I don't know. Don't give me an IV now. When I get into a car accident or something, they put me in the ambulance. I don't want no oxygen. Don't give me no
That's
oxygen.
okay. Yeah, that's okay.
No, but I mean, we definitely got to advocate. Again, I mean, this is what's going on. You look at Kaiser just striking. You look at a lot of folks, middle class America, working families, working people are coming together, advocating for fair wages. This 1% of corporate greed is killing our country. Mm-hmm. And again, these young people, like you said, mid America, 16-year-old being EMTs, these are the young people who are putting their lives on the line to help save our elders, young people, and things of that nature. And we got to put some respect on it. And I agree with you with the teachers. Absolutely. There's a reverse that is going to have to happen in this country if we really want to see a dynamic change. We have to pay our teachers. We have to pay these type of folks, these public civil services who are first responders on the scene. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they are putting their lives on the risk for the amount of money that they're making. And we got to make that difference. So just wanted to put that out there, but I'm going to go on and pass it to Mark and Al. I know they got a lot of questions for you. Okay. You ain't getting out of here easy tonight, okay?
I love how you said that you are the big auntie. I love that. Can you expand on the wraparound services, like the follow-up after they've completed the program? Can you expand on what your wraparound services look like and what the extension of that is?
Absolutely. So I'll start with the wraparound services that they have while they are active in a cohort. So we do healing circles. We have 2 phenomenal people that come in. We split them by gender so that they can have a safe space, because there's so much trauma that they don't even understand is trauma until they get in sometimes. We want them to have the safe space to unlayer that, because I want them to be mentally better when they are going into this field where all you do is meet people on their worst day, and you're going to be compartmentalizing that. And I need to show you, first what's going on with you, so you understand what your triggers are and things of that nature. Very, very positive. All of the students always love the healing circles. Oftentimes there's follow-up because they grow an affinity to one person more than anybody else. So we support that and put some little cushion money to the side for additional one-on-one with some of our healing circle people. We also have case management. So they meet with our case manager, which is our resource guru. And we're continuously building on what those resources look like. From, housing is always, when they walk in the door asking about housing, and I just don't have it now. It's a wish list. We're working on it. But even to get your DMV tags, there may be a program for that. We've tackled reentry. We're in the middle of dealing with that. And that's near and dear to my heart because, I had to deal with it as I spoke of coming in myself. So working with like the Clean Slate program is one. The foods insecurities, we are partnered with the San Francisco Marin Food Bank to assist us, not just for supplies while they're there at the program, but what do you need at home healthy for you to eat? I can't have you eating top ramen in the morning and wanting you to be physically active and mentally engaged. It's just not going to work on 4,000 milligrams of sodium. Sorry. So those are some of them. And then we also have Coach T. His name is Terrence Hansard. I think you had him on from Kings of Accountability. He's a friend of mine as well. And he's come on board and he does all our health and wellness. So they work him out on Fridays. He talks about food as fuel. He does meal prep with them. Once they graduate, now they're trying to become firefighters. The physical expectation is heightened. So he does Saturdays with that small micro group to get them ready for the gauntlet of being in the 20-week fire academy. So those are just some of the resources.
Well, Queen, let me just give you your flowers. What you're doing is phenomenal. A lot of young people don't have exposure or access to career paths like this. So what you're doing is absolutely necessary. There was something, though, as I was listening to you that kind of reminded me. I went through a career change maybe about 4 or 5 years ago when I transitioned out of trucking and decided I wanted to go into tech sales. And I remember kind of feeling like I was out of place. And as I was doing some research for a book I wrote, I discovered what I was actually going through was imposter syndrome. And can you share, like, in your pivotal moment when you were in the fire department? Because again, being a Black woman in particular, I know there's a lot of obstacles and cultural dynamics you had to face that were challenging. And a lot of times people may seem like you're not invited or welcome. But what was that moment like when you were like, you know what, I belong here? And then how do you transfer that to the students as you're preparing them to go into that environment?
I don't think that I had anybody that could break it down to me the way that I tried to really, really prep them. And so my very first firehouse was in Lakeview. It was a small firehouse, only 4 of us a watch, and it was all Black men. And I thought it was a blessing because they got me, right? I don't have to code switch. We're eating the foods that I come in to prep were foods that they loved and they knew anyway. And then I went to a station of 14 and predominantly white males. And it was then that I had to learn, you have to show up differently. They need to get you and you guys need to get me. I'm not trying to be you. And so I had to have some one-on-one conversations with some of the men for them to understand who I was and also for me to respect who they were, because as much as I thought that I understood diversity walking in the door as a 25-year-old, I just really hadn't, living in my nucleus of the Western Addition and Fillmore. Even though I've traveled and things like that, we live with each other in the firehouse. I want people to understand it's bigger than coworker. I live with you minimal 9 days a month. Let me do an extra day or work some overtime. 12 days out of the month, I'm living with you 24 hours a day. You got to get along. You got to figure out how to get along with those people. So I wait until near graduation. And what we have is we have a Friendsgiving, which is so revealing for each of the students. They tell these vulnerable stories of what they thought the organization and the program was going to be, and now what they understand. People who they never thought that they would be friends with and things of that nature. So in my spiel, I tell them, I'm throwing you back to the wolves because you said in here, nobody is a minority. We in here. But I'm here to support you. I'm here for the phone call to say, this is what happened. Am I tripping? Or is it mismanagement, bad management? Is it an ism? And I'm going to stand in the truth and I'm going to tell you what it is. But I'm going to tell you how to survive it and endure it. Because if I can, you can. And I had some serious dark days in the fire department. I always tell a story where I had an attempted suicide about them. It had nothing to do with my family, no stresses. It wasn't that. My brain got tired of the unresolved, of not feeling welcomed and not feeling heard and things of that nature. So I don't want them to have to go through that. I'm here to support that. And not just me. The Black firefighters are that group of women and men are very supportive of them as they enter this field as well.
Now Attica be stepping in the building like, I'm from the fifth filthy. You know what I'm saying? No, but I mean, at the end of the day, again, that's why I said you're a trailblazer. And this is why I tell young people it's very important for you to be resilient, to be vulnerable, and speak up and have your voice heard, because you open the door for so many people, right? I see a lot of people in the fire department now, and I think about you all the time, and I see in different cities, and I think about you, and I'm saying, wow, all the obstacles, all of the turmoil, all the things. I mean, it was like public stuff about what was going on within the fire department, and to know that you was a part of that change, you was a part of that, difference, and now to see the different Black women, Black men in uniform serving, it's amazing, and that's just hats off to you and what you've been through. And that's why I always tell people, you don't know what the reward is for the things that you put up with and go through, right? Like while you're going through it. And this is why I always try to uplift people, because when you're going through turmoil, when you're going through controversy, see nobody there, you know what I'm saying? But then the other side, they see the benefits of what you went through. Then they go, then you be like, wow, I did that. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of dealing with that right now, Attica. They trying to throw the bishop on the ground. I'm fighting for the people, though. It's cool. I'm getting beat up everywhere. But the sacrifice and, that selflessness that you have, and I think that's what makes you so dynamic. Your glow, your energy is really what transform what you do. And people say things, anything that we do is always those haters or people who come in couldn't say something. And I just say that you always do it with class. You always with the people. And that's what I always really, really, really seriously commend you on, because I'm always trying to be that executive director like you, where I'm available to the people. When I see you in the community, you always reaching out, touching people. What's up? You know what I mean? And I think that's what it needs to be. So many times our executive directors are people that's leading things in our community. You don't see them. They don't show up. Right. And you out there with your team, you sitting at the table, you blessing the people. And I just appreciate that. And I want to say that publicly here, because I know I'm always cracking jokes and messing with you, because, I just love you as a person. I love what you stand for, your family, all of the stuff that you really about. And I know you're about these children. And I think that's the most important part of all of it. So I wanted to say that publicly, and just say that I respect you. I see you. And that's why I always open my doors. I open my doors for everybody, but for you, red carpet standing. Even though I need to work on my, my eating habit, you still got to give me my class, okay? I need my etiquette.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it. What a blessing it is to have a space of a job that is so effortlessly to give. I work 7 days a week. Even when I was in Africa with my kids, I still was like, okay, how many what's the hour time difference? Okay, 3 o'clock. Okay, then, like I'm still up. I'm still doing meetings. And they're like, where are you? It's dark. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Kenya. But it's important for me to be on this meeting because you said you didn't have any other time available, right? So I'm very driven in this transition after retirement. My mom forecasted this and she told me that. So I know when I get up there, she's gonna be, didn't I tell you that's what you was gonna be doing in the afterlife, after your retirement, that you wouldn't be able to sit down. It's easy for me. I have 3 kids, 30, 23, and 16. So speaking to these young adults is easy. It is nothing that I haven't endured myself, family and or friend, that you can't tell me that you can't get through. From doing time, from mama's still out there, daddy's not around, and it's nothing. And so we're definitely culturally relevant. We have a superb team of people who, if I can't get it across to you, somebody can. And then for me, the blessing of watching my friends' children participate in this, some of my friends who are no longer with us, and to watch their children become firefighters. I know that the word, that's nothing but blessings. That's blessings on blessings right there.
Well, that's why you get all the favors. See, you understand, I'm the same way, 7 days a week, 2 hours of sleep. See, these are the real community leaders, community. We don't get no sleep. I'm all in the East Coast. John, get on the meeting. I'm way out of town. You don't pick up the phone, okay? And let me tell you, Attica, she is not lying. You can call her at any time. She picked up the phone. I felt so special. I called her. She said, what you want, John? But that's what it's all about. We talk about leadership, and it's all about demonstrating what's possible. You are definitely doing that. Before I let you go, Mark, y'all have anything else before we let this young lady try to get some rest tonight?
Do you want me to answer these questions in this chat over here, or you want?
Sure. Go ahead. If you want to answer them, go ahead. But Mark, if y'all have anything, but go ahead, look at them and see if you want to answer any of those questions.
So the first one was how to growing up in Fillmore shape your passion for public service. Well, my mom was a nurse by trade. That's really what I was going to school for, because I thought I had an in-house tutor. And then I just shifted. And I became, before you get to a nurse, we were there at the 911 dispatch. So I don't want to say that all of the trauma and the things that I saw are what shaped me. I really think that it was my mom, the nurturing, watching her give back. She was the neighborhood nurse. People came to her with all kind of issues, and she also became an herbalist, so she can give you a mix of everything. So that's where the passion came from for public service. Can I share a pivotal moment from my time in the fire department? I think my pivotal moment was my very first test. So the first 5 promotions were tests, and I scored number 2. And it was on after that. Tests came right behind each other. You can't deny me when I scored at the top of the list. My name is there. You can't deny me. And so that was a pivotal moment where I said, oh, you can do this. You got this. And I'm about to spend this next time. Every time a test comes up, you're going to see me there. And that is exactly what I did. So I scored at the top all 5 tests. And that's how I rose through the ranks. What led you to focus on allied healthcare opportunities for the youth? I think it's necessary. It's an undying career. It can't pivot because we're always going to need it. AI can't come and take over and respond to a fire or to bedside manner and take care of you. So I think it's a career, and it spans everything, from, like we said, firefighting, being an EMT. I talk about a couple of the students want to become nurses. So when they talk about something, I'm also a business person. So I'm gonna say, okay, so you want to be a nurse? Let's talk about what kind. You could travel. You could be a travel nurse. Be a travel nurse before you settle down and have kids. You can see the world at the same time, right? So those kinds of things. Do you want to be a helicopter nurse, right? you got all of these opportunities for you. So I like that focus, and I'm happy that that's what we chose. How has your transition from SF to the East Bay influenced your community involvement? 0, because I have to tell somebody that I live in the East Bay because you see me in San Francisco so much. Oh, I thought you still lived in Banneker's. No, I don't. But those are still my stomping grounds, and I feel free and comfortable really to go wherever. I don't mind going through Sunnydale. And people ask me this: how do you get the students? Where are you? How do you get that Sunnydale student? I said, I went into Sunnydale. I drove through. We stopped. We did table in there. How you getting a person off of Kisker Road where my mama was raised? Because I'm not scared to go up to Kisker Road and Harbor Road. You know, I don't mind going into Portrayal Hill. And I know somebody everywhere. And not because I'm the executive director, but because I'm 4th generation San Franciscan. It's not hard. You know, if I talk to you long enough, you might be my cousin. So that's how, so my transition is not hard. I don't mind crossing the bridge. And then can you describe the mission behind Dusty's Fishing Well and its impact? So as I said, this is a place where it's our village. And so even for the students, when I started this organization doing life skills, when they still see me out in the streets, hey, Miss Attica, how you doing? They catch me up really quick. Yeah, I'm going to school. I'm doing this. I'm still using my tools that you gave me about financial literacy, and I'm budgeting. So I know that what I give them is giving it to them in a receivable language for them. That's the art. You can talk to somebody all day, but if you're not giving it to them in a receivable language, you wasted both of y'all times. So that's my impact, is knowing that these are lasting tokens that we give to them. The hardest part is that, how is that really measurable, that I teach you how to sit for a 5-course meal, that I teach you personal hygiene? You know, where is that measurable? Because it wasn't. It came from the house. This is just what you know, how to be better. So I don't worry about that as much. I'm going to go out on faith and tell the people that we are really making a difference, you know, and then trying to figure out how do you make that some measurable data so that we can keep the doors open.
Now that I found out you my cousin, I can treat you like my cousin now. I need my training, okay? I can't even go out and eat until I get my 5-meal training, okay? Attica, I'm knocking at your door. I'm coming down there to the fishing well, okay?
Come on down.
You
come on down. We need you down there.
I'm spilling soup all over my soup. I'm slurping.
Don't listen to him.
I need some training, y'all. I don't know. Well, hey, like I said, it's been real. I know it's late. We got to get out of here. Attica, before we let you go, lastly, I got to let you give out shout outs, because you know, everybody in Fillmore gonna come from my head if you don't give some shout outs and say who helped you in the mo, who was there. Cause like, yeah, you came up on both sides of the conversation. You even shot me out. I was there when you was in the trenches in the back, because we was in the back. I gave you that. Go ahead and shout out your people.
I ain't shouting out nobody, John Henry. The only person that I'm shouting out is our honorable mayor, London Brigg, who has believed in me when this program was pitched to her, and the people that she believes in, Director Cheryl Davis, Josh Arce, Shaman Walton from D10 has been really good. We stay in his district. So, you know, on some dignitaries, I give a shout out. But, you know, I'm a low radar person. I don't need the accolades, and so if I don't need them, I don't give them in that kind of way. When I see you face to face, if that's not enough to say thank you very much for, you know, the discount of this or coming and speaking at this, I don't need you on part of my team and in my circle, because that's not what it's about. The what it's about is the results on the other end, which is the young adults. Like, honestly, you know, I don't need a shout out from nobody, and if I feel that way, I'm not giving it. The community loves me, and I love them back, and I try to support them. I try to be that respectable person so that you can speak on my name. When you say, yeah, oh, you in the fire department? Oh, you know my girl. Yeah, and they like, yeah, I do know her. We love her. And they say, we love her too.
Yeah, that's my cousin. I love my cousin, y'all. Yeah, that's my cousin. You know, that's my cousin Attica. But I'm glad you say that. So many of our people in our community need validation as I'm doing this work in our community. Black folks always talking, yeah, there's a lot of validation needed in our
Yeah,
community. So I always like to uplift people, and I'm glad you humble. You know, even
yeah.
though sometimes I think you be on the clouds somewhere. I don't know. I just want to be a cloud to watch all you cloud people that's way up there. Attica's
No,
way
I
up
just
there.
be sticking and moving. That's
Higher vibrations, Attica. You working with the young people. Hey, y'all
yes,
listen. This queen does it all. Rather she takes the credit, we're going to shout her out and lift her up and give her flowers. It takes a lot to be able to do this work, impact young people, stand in the community, take the hits, and still uplift the people. That's what I do. I get hit all the time. I get hit so much. I don't even know if
yeah,
I'm like Sleepy Joe right now. I'm getting hit up everywhere, but I love it though because you know what? I get people engaged and I get
yep,
people woke because again, I'm tired of my people being comfortable in this city.
yeah.
Okay, we got a
I
lot of
thank
work
you
to
for
do.
that,
We
John
got
Henry.
to.
You're doing amazing work. I thank you for giving me the time. But I've been watching and following you for a while, for a couple of years now. You're doing amazing in pushing the envelope, in making people talk about it. And I appreciate that. And just when they think, oh, he got distracted, he got busy, he must have forgot, he come right back with it. Nah, I ain't forgot. Here goes Simone. Where was I? You unpause it and you keep it rolling. So I appreciate that. That's why I call you and say, hey, what can we do together? I'm not willing to partner with a lot of people in the community, but I will support you. But the whole partner thing, that's a different scope. But for you, I'm always like, hey, this is what we doing. Come out. We want to see you there. You're
Man,
always welcome.
I appreciate it. It's just what we have to do. I appreciate you, and I
Yeah,
tell the community I never walk away. It's a million things that I'm fighting because I don't know who else is fighting. See, Attica's out here fighting. What are you doing, community? All of my community leaders. How are you impacting the people? I don't know. It's a fight, Attica,
it
but
is.
we got to call it out. We got to name it, and we got to make sure that we uplift the people. Our people are suffering. We are headed to the most economic challenges ever
Yeah.
in the city, in this country, and it's going to take us all to evolve and bring some level of comfortness back because folks are uncomfortable and times is getting touchy. So I'm just
Agreed.
gonna keep loving on people. I know they don't like me being so outspoken. I get calls, and I appreciate you, Attica, because you could easily call. So many people call, "What's wrong with John Henry? He's going nuts again." Somebody call his therapist or something. Ain't nothing wrong with me, okay?
Right.
What's wrong with these adults in our community? I don't know. Attica, okay, we're gonna partner. I want to figure out how we can create some programming for these adults. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we got some adult problems in our community that's messing our kids up. So we're gonna talk about it offline. We got to figure
Okay.
out. We need to teach some of these adults how to sit down and use their forks and spoons. I don't know.
I
Something
agree.
gotta happen in this community.
I
But
agree.
we got work to do. And I just love that you are a lot of people get this knock about people in Fillmore don't support everybody. I see you in Bayview, Fillmore, all across the city. And I just want to say I appreciate that because I'm the same way. I go everywhere. I tell people I'm from Black San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Bayview. This is my home. This D10 is my home. I don't care. I love black people. I don't care if you're in Fillmore, Lakeview, Tenderloin, wherever you at. I love black people. I don't
Absolutely.
walk around talking about where I'm from. I said, wherever black people are at, that's where I'm from. I
That's
go to
right.
Oakland anywhere. Is it black people over there? I'm from over here. I'm with the
Right.
people. You know what I'm saying? That's how I keep it moving. But thank you again. And anything that we can do to help support this Sunday community, 12 to 5. Get out there to City Hall. Go bring your young people. Maybe you listen tonight. Maybe somebody ain't listening tonight. Maybe you listen. You say, hey, little Ray Ray need this. Hey, call your auntie up. Hey, cousin, get over there. Cousin Attica's doing the pathway. Get down to City Hall. Y'all go check out this next cornhole. Get signed up. Even if you can't get in this time, it might be opportunity for next time. I don't know. It's an opportunity. So many young people from your program are thriving, like you said, going into the fire department, going into other city fire departments. Again, a phenomenal program, phenomenal leadership, community. Dusty Fishing Well, City EMT. Look them up. Go check them
Come
out.
see
Go see
us.
for
Come
this
see
Sunday.
us.
All right, Queen. Well, we're gonna let you go. Go
Thank
do some
you.
more work and get more than 2 hours of sleep tonight. I'll be
I'm
seeing
gonna
you in the
try.
community. I'll pull up on you this Sunday for a little while before I get ready for my show, but I'll be there to support you. All right.
I appreciate you, Mark and AO. It was very nice speaking with you and meeting you. You guys have a good one. Thank you, John Henry.
All right, no problem. Good night.
Right.
Good night. There you have it, community. Dusty fishing well. I don't know. Great show tonight. All I can say is I'm inspired. I don't know about y'all. I know it's late, but I'm inspired. Tonight, we have two phenomenal community leaders that are impacting the young people, impacting the community. I don't know. There's some impact happening. Yes. Hey, Brother Mark, we got to get out of here. It's late. Talk to the people, King. What did you feel tonight?
I'm like you, Bishop, very encouraged. Couple things that really stood out. Number one, with Brother Michael Blake, dream big. Like no matter what's going on, where you come from, don't let your circumstances, your environment be your limitations. You can absolutely do anything you put your mind to. So dream big is one. And of course, with Queen Attica is reach back. Um, if you've been able to blaze a path, make some progress on a trail, there are people coming behind you that need help. They need the guidance. They need the hand back. So for those that are dreaming big to be where you've already been, make sure you reach back for them. And again, community is simply two words: common unity. And if we can't have unity, then our community will continue to fall. So I just want to encourage everybody to be unified around our common values and goals in each other, and stay unified so that we can continue to build our community.
Wow, thank you. Coming from the voice, that's a mic drop. You're right, Io. That's a mic drop. You know, the voice is always dropping gems and giving love to the people. That's why it's great to have him here, and he's logging in all the way to H-Town, still holding down for the people, Black people all across this country. We love people, all people, but we will stand up and support and uplift our Black and brown community, because we know we are the most despaired in these times, and we need a highlight. We need a light shine on us. Positivity, uplifting the people. Ayo, talk to the people, Queen.
These were both phenomenal guests tonight. Gems in their own light. Michael Blake, I've been reading and just article after article. Y'all know my notes. So I had so much that I wanted to ask him, but with everything that he shared tonight, every question that I had was answered. And to piggyback off what you said, my son is actually watching the show, so he's texting me, and he took that. He said, "Dream big dreams." They told him that he may not be able to play sports anymore because of his condition. So he said, "Mom, I'm going to take that, and I'm going to apply it." So I appreciate just that little bit, because our children are watching. And it's up to us. It's up to us to lead in a way that we are dropping jewels and leaving little nuggets for them to latch onto. You know, the Hansel and Gretel lost in the woods. Leave those breadcrumbs so they can find their way. And I just appreciate that. I appreciate it. Ms. Bowen, I know a couple of people personally that went through her program. Shout out to my girl Tanisha, who is one of the Black female firefighters from D10, born and raised. You know, I just want to give her big ups, because they are doing phenomenal things in our community. They are doing phenomenal things. And I appreciate Ms. Bowen for saying, not just in Fillmore, because that's where she's born and raised, but every community. She's outreaching to every community. That is a big thing. And especially in these times right now of how our community leaders are crabs in a barrel, so to speak. It's about the unity, you guys. It's about collectivity. It's about collaboration. It's about one band, one sound. We are all a community. The African American community, the Black community, here in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, we are one community, regardless what side of the bridge that you live on. regardless of what side of the city that you're from. We are one community, and we have to remember that. We have to remember that. Our children are watching. We are their role models. We pave the way. And who are we without our children? Who are we without what we leave as a legacy to them? So what do you want your legacy to be? Keep that in mind the next time you need to outreach or do something with another community leader. Remember who's watching you. Thank you, community.
Wow. Very well put together. As always, Ayo, thank you for those heartfelt words. I agree with you. I don't know about the breadcrumb now. I don't need no more pigeons flying around, okay? But with that being said, all right, community, it's been a great show tonight. This is what it's all about. And I'm glad the young people are watching, because at the end of the day, they are the future. Right now, they are protesting in San Francisco. The young people protested the other day. The civil rights started with the young people. Community, as we talk about the elders, listen up. The young people are ready. Pass them the torch. Yeah, we got to pass the torch to the young people. We got to give them an opportunity, give them the tools to equip them to continue to push the movement of freedom, of peace, of love. They're going to learn from us. Check yourself, adults in the community. We got to do our part. The kids are watching. The community is watching. We have to do our part. I understand. Nobody's perfect. We have our up and down bad days. But remember, the young eyes, the precious eyes, the young minds are always watching. With that being said, I must give the benediction. I don't know. It's that time on the show. I know they don't want to hear it tonight. All right, but I'm going to start it off and let's get this thing going. I'm going to say this. Community, it's been real tonight. All the way from New York. My guy, Michael Blake, came here, shook up the game. I know it was a short time. See, when you a mover and a shaker, when you work with the world's best organizer, that's what Michael Blake. Don't knock me. He worked with the world's best organizer. You have a level of intensity. You have a level of understanding. There is a job that we all must do. Our ancestors are watching. Community, we must not quit. We must not become so hopeless that we just give up. We must uplift each other. We must stand together. We must band together. Now more than ever, it's going to take all of us to bring the unity back in the community. We are removing the hood from the neighborhood. We are bringing neighbors back into neighborhood. It is time. We cannot sit here in silence anymore. We must uplift our voices. We must uplift the people. Now is the time more than ever. Unity is going to happen. We have to be as one. We have to be on code, as Mark always say, together. There are some challenges that we are faced with. There is some poison in our community. There is some destruction in our community. There is some issues in our community. The only way we can fix those issues, we have to come together. You heard Mike. We must organize. We must do the legislative process. We must get civilly involved, locally, state, federally. It is our duty to our ancestors. So many we lost just to have the right to vote, just to have the right to have space with the people. We must do our part. Let's do it, community, now more than ever. Also, we had City EMT here. Miss Attica showed up. The Dusty's fishing well. I don't know. I'm not well because I can't have a 5-course meal yet. Okay, Attica, I need my etiquette training. I'm tired of pouring soup on my soup. But she was here tonight to uplift the very, very program that she runs. Something that is very important to the detriment of our community, something that's very important to the uplifting of our community. When we talk about healthcare, when we talk about fires, when we talk about the need of young people to be of service to the community, City EMT is doing this work. It is important that we train the next young firefighters. It is important that we train the next nurses. It is important that we train the next first responders to be on scene to save the life of maybe our family member. This program is important. This Sunday, they will be out at City Hall. Go out, find out more, meet Attica, bring your young people. Go talk to them. We're talking about career pathways. We're talking about opportunities. We talk about the next generation of leaders that will impact our community. Nothing is done without great leadership. Tonight, you see two amazing leaders. I always say leadership is about demonstrating what's possible. Tonight, you seen Michael Blake. Tonight, you seen Attica be on here. She's representing the point, the whole city. What are you going to do to represent? It takes a lot to make a lot. To make a lot of impact, you have to do the work. Community, it is our time to do the work. Adults, elders, let's get it together. Our young people need us. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in tonight of this segment of Educational Thursday. Tonight, I hope you got the gem. Tonight, I hope you heard the information. We got some work to do. Let's beat the ground. Let's make the change. Let's change the narrative together. And let's uplift the people. This Sunday, we'll see you for our next live programming at 4 p.m. And we'll have another Sunday conversation. We're talking about breast cancer. This is that time. This is that time, community. We must come prepared. We must do the preventive work to kill this disease in our community. We must have an understanding. We must go get tested. I don't know. It's going to be a great conversation. Make sure you are here. Tune in. It's going to be a great one. As always, to the people in Palestine, to the people in Israel, to the people across the world, we need peace. We need love. We need harmony. The world is crying. People are dying. And our young people are sitting there confused. Adults, let's get it together. Let's figure out how to make a change. Continue to love on each other. Continue to be patient. I ain't patient no more. I give up. I'm not patient anymore. I'm going in. Don't call me asking me what's wrong. I got a lot of problems with what's going on. That's what's wrong. You want to help me? Be a part of the solution. Help me fix the problem. Walk with the bishop. Stand with the bishop. I'm going at David and the Goliath. I don't know. I'm in the jungle. I'm with the lions and the hyenas. I don't know, community. I'm fighting the giants. I'm going up against all of the oppressors. I'm going against all of the gatekeepers. I don't know. They can step on me, but they can't keep me down because prayers in the community, I will always be uplifted. With that being said, community, I love you all. Good night now.